Start straight away, Angie.
So, welcome everybody to the the latest episode of Bitesize Business Basics, and I am absolutely thrilled to introduce a dear friend of mine, Laura Brunton, who is just the most fantastic business coach, who is going to be sharing with us um, all about sales magic. So, before I hand over to Laura, let me tell you a little bit about her. So, Laura is the business coach for vibrant women growing a business that you love. She ignites coaches, consultants, course creators, and creatives to create and sell out their 4 and 5 figure offer to their community of dreamy clients. And she is not just a super connector, the super connector, who's all about sisterhood, as well as being a mama of three, high energy. She's authentic as they come and super skilled. And you always leave a session with Laura with a big smile on your face and tons of actionable ideas to increase your sales and attract those dream clients of yours. So welcome, Laura. I'm so absolutely delighted that you agreed to talk to my community and
Absolutely.
share some of your magic.
Of course, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you all who are on live and anybody who's watching this on catch up as well. I hope you get so much value from it, and I'll share some more contact details on the end about how you can get in touch with me too. So thank you so much, Angela. I know how much you pour your beautiful heart and soul into your community and making the world much better place. So I hope I can contribute in even a small way today and set you all on a path where you are going to magnetize those dream clients, and it's going to feel more aligned and more at ease than ever before. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into my slides. I am super informal in my style, as you've probably picked up already. So if you want to pop anything in the chat, Angela, if you need to get my attention, please do so. We've got a section at the end for questions, but if you've got a good pen and paper handy, just grab some notes as we go along and we are going to dive right into it. Now, trust me, I could easily spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours just going deep on sales because it's such a big topic, isn't it? So I've tried to pull across mainly some mindset reframes and perspectives because everything that we do with sales, it starts in here. It comes out of here as well, doesn't it? And often comes into our gut too. So I really want all of you who's watching this today to come away feeling ignited and knowing that whichever way you do it is your way. Yeah, there's absolutely great ways to tweak it and improve it, and you might want to experiment, but the more we can do it in an ethical, aligned way that just feels really good to us on the inside, that will absolutely exude to our community, to prospective clients and to clients. And then we can end up making more income and more money. And do we all agree that when women in particular make more money, everybody benefits, don't they? We know that 90% of income that is generated from women-led businesses goes into their families and communities. So it's always a good thing when women have got access to more money and they've got more freedom and they've got more autonomy as well. That is the world that I want to live in. And our men and our family and our friends, everybody benefits, okay? So this is not me going off on a feminist rant. Like, this just has to be the way it has to be and can be. But unfortunately, it's not the way that it is, ladies, as we well know, isn't it? So let me just share my slide deck. And I will go into presenter mode here. So my goal, and I know that we're all starting off at different points, is to help you. You might be feeling, oh, I feel a bit stressed, I feel a bit sleazy. It's very common to hear the word the ick or feeling icky thrown around these days, isn't it? And I want you to be thinking, actually, how can I flip that so that I'm feeling blessed and breezy about it? Because what an opportunity we've got to get more of our products and our services and our gifts into the world than ever before. Angela did a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much. So I won't keep you very long. But if nothing else, I just wanted to share that I haven't been born and formed as a saleswoman, a salesperson. I was in corporate for 15 plus years. I did human resources, project management, consultancy for the vast majority of that. And like a lot of us, lockdown hit. Very long story short, I realised, nope, I've had enough. I am not working so hard for the man anymore. Work was getting all of the best parts of me, my time, my energy, my love. And at the time, I had two little ones at home and they were just getting the dregs. I'd already started my coaching qualification. I've always been a helper. I'm the oldest of three children. You would always find me the captain of the netball team, head girl. I've always loved to lead and to bring people together, whether it be on the sports field or off in the home or in the business. So I thought, you know what, Laura, it's time to really listen to, and I know you all know this more than me, whatever my guides were telling me, whatever nudges I was getting from the universe, it was, Laura, this whisper is turning into a roar. So fast forward 4.5 years later, we've now got our third child. So I fell pregnant with my daughter 2 months into starting business, but she was very much so loved and want. But my oh my, does that put a different perspective on things? And because my husband came into the business as well, he left his corporate job, Jeff, my partner in every sense of the world. Failure was not and still is not an option for this. So we had to make this work and we had to get good at it. And then we started to get more of our women asking us questions on, well, how have you grown your business, Laura? How have you done this? How have you done that? So I started sharing it more. I've got a degree in business. I've got a master's in project management. But actually, by learning it, by doing it, and we have spent, I would say, over £90,000 on mentors and coaches and real industry leading advice and guidance over those years, so that we've absolutely been able to become authorities and experts in our own right as well. So I just wanted to give you that perspective, ladies, in case you're thinking, who's this random woman? What is she talking about? I bet she's always been good at sales. I really haven't, trust me. So today we are going to be talking about this framework I've created, which is MIA. And we know about being missing in action. We hear this a lot, don't we? From a sales perspective, I see people every single day where I can tell they're going through the motions. They might be doing the posts. They might be reaching out to people, getting coffee chats in. Maybe they're going to some networking events. Maybe they're doing the odd email here and there. But I just know that they're not a whole body, hell yes. They're not fully convinced and in there because this between our ears is playing havoc with us. It is saying, don't expose yourself to risk. You're no good at this. There's so many people who've been doing this who don't look like you, sound like you, who have had way more advantages in life. And all of that goes through our psyche. We can have the best strategy in the world on paper, but if we don't get our mindset right and we don't start making actions that are aligned to that, we're going to come a cropper, as my mother would say. We're going to get into some trouble here and we're not going to be able to create the sales and the impact that we want. I'll then take you through my approach to having an invitation mindset as opposed to a selling mindset. And then I'd love to open the floor for any questions for you about what actions, what inspired actions you can start to take as a result of this. So our mindset, I really want to check in with you all. So either pop in the chat or at the very least, please mark down on your paper what scores you would give yourself for these questions. So 10 would be, oh, I am so super confident, Laura. I can do it with my eyes closed, underwater, on the spot. 0 would be, oh my God, don't even mention it. I'm at the point of closing down my business. I don't want to have a conversation with another individual about selling or about the thing that I'm promoting. So question 1, if you do yourself a dash, 0 to 10, which is how do you currently feel about selling? Question 2, how do you want to feel about selling? And if anybody puts less than a 9 there, we maybe need to have a chat on that one. So this is how you want to feel about selling. And question 3, how important is it for you to master selling? Thanks so much, Caroline, for popping all of that down. Yeah, absolutely. There's a real mixture there as well. This is really important, okay, to know what your baseline is, where you want to get to, and the realization that I really think there is no business on earth, including charities and the third sectors, that can get by without focusing on sales. All right, my love. And you're so right, Angela. It does depend on the day. And I won't even get into all of the external and internal factors that are acting upon us as to whether or not we are happy to show up and promote our stuff. So, a little bit of tough love here, ladies. I do want to say it's not your fault, but it is on you to own that. So, unless somebody has been to a marketing school or a sales school, none of us, and particularly again, I could wax lyrical about this, about women in particular, about how we're brought up to be the good girls, we're brought up to be the nurturers, the homemakers, to not take risks. This is obviously generalizing. It's different for different people, different societies, cultures. It depends on who your parents were, your friends, what different role models you have in life. But as a general rule, unless you grew up in a household of entrepreneurs or you had somebody close to you who had their own business, the chances are you grew up with either a particular career in mind, and most of the time that's working for somebody else, isn't it? And that was exactly the same for me. I thought, having grown up on a council estate, that the dream for me would be owning my home, would be having a car on the drive. Like both of my gorgeous parents still don't drive to this day. We've never had a car. So when I got into corporate, started doing really well, going up the ladders, going up the ladders. I had the car, I had the bonus, the six-figure package, that you name it. Whilst I was doing sales in my role, I was never selling myself. And I was never selling the service that I was personally responsible for. And once that shifts, it just all of these demons and gremlins that all come out, ladies, don't they? I see a lot of nodding heads, which is good. So can we agree that whilst we might not have been set up in life to do this, actually we have to do this and we get to do this? And again, I could do a whole workshop on this, but with selling, it is not just the transaction at the end of it. It is all of those other beautiful skills that we've all got in abundance. The influencing, the presenting, communication, negotiations, being able to show high empathy, emotional intelligence. If you think of great experiences that you've had with people in the past, it might not even feel like a sale is taking place. It's, oh, you've got something that I'm interested in and I want. I'm able to take this off your hands and jump right in now. And again, I really want you to take stock of where we are in 2025, and with the state that the world is in, and the fact of a lot of the top leaders, both politically with Trump, Farage trying to come through, whatever your views are, then you've got the billionaires that are in charge of so much of our world, Bezos, Trump, Zuckerberg, and lots of other people. Your work, your gift that you've got, if we strip it back, the thing that you're selling is part of how we can heal the world together. Am I right? Is that true? Imagine if everybody bought our services. Imagine the ripple effect that would have on them personally, and then in their families, whether the mothers or not, in their communities. The joy, the love, the confidence, the opportunities. What a world. So actually, that really motivates me on the days when I think, oh, I don't want to show up online. I don't want to do a story on Instagram. I don't want to do a post on LinkedIn. I think if I don't do it, some other bro or somebody else who isn't as ethical as me, who doesn't care as much, and actually isn't as good as me, is going to slip on into my woman's DMs and snap her up. And I'm not having it, ladies. I am not having it. So I want you to think about that. If nothing else, let that light a fire underneath you to say, not today, Satan. I am the right person for my clients. So I am going to show up for them. You'll hear a lot about selling a service. You will hear things like the number of zeros in your bank balance directly relates to the number of people you can help. I think there's so much truth in that. And I think the essence of that, again, is you've all heard the Marianne Williamson quote, haven't you? The poem, which is, I'm probably going to butcher it a little bit, but she talks about, like, who are you not to shine your light and take your God-given gift out there into the world? And when we really anchor that in and say, why not us? Like, I've got this for a reason. I owe it to my people to show up so that I can find them and they can find me. So when we know that, for me, something really shifted in my mindset. And I knew that it wasn't an option. It wasn't a curse. It wasn't a chore. It was a blessing. And not everybody is going to love you. Not everybody will buy your thing. Not everybody will buy your thing when you want them to buy your thing. But if you keep showing up, they will keep watching. And when they're ready, they will jump in and you will help to change their life. Now, again, coming to money, how many times do we say, I need to make some money? If only I could make some more money. Money isn't made. We can't make it. It's only the Royal Mint or the Federal Reserve in America who can physically make money. Now, there's loads of different measurements on how much money there is in the world, but does anybody want to pop in the chat and hazard a guess on what the latest amount of US dollars, what the value is of physical printed money in the world right now? Just hazard a guess. I know everybody's like, what's the highest number that I know in my mind? I'll let you know. Yeah, it's 8.3 trillion. And that's not even crypto, it's not digital money, it's not physical assets, it's not wealth. That's just printed money. So if nothing else, instead of saying and thinking you need to make money, you receive money. That money is already out there. So I want you to imagine, was it the Crystal Maze when we were younger, where people used to go on that glass dome and all the money and the notes used to shoot up and people used to have to grab it all around you and you would be like stuffing it in? Just imagine that all you need to do is to put your hand out there and that money has to go through you. It has to come and stick to you. You are no longer in charge of making that. You're just clearing the paths so that money can come to you and you can receive it. Now, you all know better than me. You're the energy experts in this room, and absolutely, the time I've spent with Angela just continues to blow my mind away. The one thing you've got absolute control over is your energy, and how you show up impacts other people. And your energy is your business card. And if you're trying to dull that down or censor it or try to be somebody that you're not going to get taken notice of because people are going to see it, sense it, smell it, feel it. So when you show up in your truest form, and that doesn't mean you have to be the most extroverted, it doesn't mean you have to be the loudest, it just means you have to be you and show up with conviction and care about people and add value into the world with your gifts. Your energy will magnetize those people and de facto those sales into your business as well. One of the other things that I have learned so much is it is so important, especially when you're taking care of your like energetic vibrational field of those around you as well, is please, please, please be really careful about the people who you let in around you and what role you assign of them. Now, there's a brilliant book, some of you might have read it, called The Big Leap with Hendrix Gay, and he talks a lot about the upper limit problem. And one of the things that he talks about in there is, why would you take advice from somebody who is not doing what you're doing? You're setting yourself up for failure. We'll have heard the beautiful Brené Brown. She talks about the quote, if you're not in the arena also getting your ass kicked, I am not interested in your opinion. So whilst we might have parents, partners, even if we've got grown-up children, mums on the school run, people at the bowling club that we're going, whoever it might be, they might, from their perspective, be well intended. But how many of us have had a comment or heard a comment that has been made either in passing or direct years ago, and it's stuck with us about, oh, that's not for me. Women like me shouldn't be doing something like that. It's not possible. There's money's so hard to come by these days. Everybody's really struggling. Nobody's buying. Budgets are getting cut. Whatever you subscribe to will become your reality. So please, please, please make sure, like Wonder Woman, you've got your force field up and you're ready to just boom, 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 bash any of that away that doesn't help you to reach more of the people that you want to reach. So I'll try and quickly go through this. So this has been a game changer for me. For my Jeff as well, who's very different from me personality-wise, and also for the thousands of women that we've been so fortunate to work with over the year. So I want you to picture this, ladies. The next time you either have a book to sell, coaching, healing, therapy, whatever it might be, think invitations, not selling. So very simply, I want you to imagine that you're throwing a party. And essentially, this party is the activity of whatever you're selling. So it might actually be a physical event. It might be you're doing I don't know, readings, or you're going to be a speaker on a panel or a keynote speaker or whatever it might be. But all intents and purposes, let's imagine you want to sell 10 things that you're selling. You always start first and foremost with your offer, don't you? And that's where you're really thinking, what's making my party so good? Like, why would people actually come? And this is where, again, I apologize because I could spend hours on this on the offer stage alone, but this is where you want to create an attractive and compelling offer that you're proud of, that solves a problem for your clients, and that you're proud and happy to take into the world. That doesn't mean you need the slickest branding and marketing. It doesn't mean you need a website. I'm nearly 5 years in and I still don't have one website. We just do individual sales pages. It's worked out fine. It's never held me back. So I want you to imagine you've got that stack of invitations in your hand. Okay, that's your offer. That's the thing you want to be selling. And now you're thinking about, well, hang on a minute. I don't just want to give them out willy-nilly or like throw them to the wind and see wherever they land. I want to be thinking about the people who I want to give those invitations to. And again, this is the game changer, ladies, because you realise when you're throwing your own party, you don't want every Tom, Dick and Harry there. You might have a finite number of spots that you want to give away, but you want the right people with the right energy in your room and in your space. So once you log in and once you're clearer on who you want, whether that be people or a person, you're then starting to think about, right, how can I give them that invitation? Now, again, another thing that I love with the invitation mindset is you think of all the times people have made you invitations in the past. Have you gone to every single one? Of course you haven't. Sometimes you get JOMO, don't you? Which is the joy of missing out. You're like, "Oh, not tonight, thanks, I'm washing my hair." Or it could be actually you want to go, but you've already got another commitment. The opposite of that, you can get FOMO, where you're missing out as well, fear of missing out. But the beauty of it is, it's based on consent. So you're choosing to offer this person an invitation. They can choose whether or not to accept or decline. And the quicker you've identified the right people who you want to be making the invitations to, and you're getting the yeses or the nos, moving into the RSVPs, the easier it is for you to fill your party how you want to. That just takes away a bit of the ick, doesn't it? Because you just think, well, hang on, I know that I've declined people's invitations, but I've not sat there with a voodoo doll going, oh my God, how dare they have made me an invitation? I can't stand them. You're just like, oh yeah, can't make it, move on. You maybe don't think anything more. Or you might think, oh, I couldn't make that one, but I'm going to keep an eye out for when she offers this again. And I'm going to get my money ready, I'm going to get my dress ready, and I'll be ready to rock and roll at the party. So RSVP wise, this is one of the biggest mistakes we make in our marketing for sales as well, depending on what we're selling and how, is have that date on there, that almost expiry of where they need to let you know whether they're in or they're out. So it could be if you do a discovery call with somebody and somebody wants to sleep on it, great, absolutely fine. Can we check in tomorrow? Or it might be in 48 hours, just to understand if you want to take this forward or not. That also leads into with or without you energy, which I could wax lyrical about for hours, but it's not my thing. I came across a guy called Daniel Priestley who said it first. And it's really stuck with me because if we embody with or without you energy when we're hosting our party, i.e., promoting and selling our thing, we know we're going to make this party happen, whether or not you or you or you can make it. Because if you guys can't, no problem. We move them to one side and we come to the next group of people. And that energy again is really attractive, isn't it? It's sexy. It's like if we were in the dating world and somebody was like, yeah, I'm looking for somebody to settle down, go into this next chapter with, but actually I'm not available for whatever, time wasters, narcissists, people who just want to mess around. You're like, oh, they're not actually desperate. They're confident and I know they're going to end up with somebody. So again, try and channel that with or without you energy. It takes some practice, but if you hold true in your heart, that you're still going to do the thing. You're still going to sell it. You're going to turn up and write. You're going to be doing your podcasts. You're going to be doing your LinkedIn or your Instagram posts. You could be whatever you're doing. That energy in itself is a game changer, and people will feel that, and that's where you become magnetic, and people want to be around you more and in your space. Fab. We've talked about that, haven't we? I get asked so many times, Laura, do I do this? Do I do that? What do you think? And I can give guidance and advice until the cows come home. But if you remember, it's as easy as A, B, C. If ever you're unsure about something, oh, should I reach out to that person? Do I sell this? Do I sell that? Do I trial this different style of marketing? Take the action. Action brings clarity. And the businesses that I see working and working really well, they fail fast. They take the risks. They get close to their clients and they say, do you want this or do you want that? And through that action, you find out so much more about yourself. You find out so much more about your clients, and then you get clarity consistently. And I'm blessed in that nearly 5 years in, I've got a degree of predictability to our business. So I know that if I pull this lever, this is more likely to happen. I didn't have a freaking clue about that in year one, maybe not even in year two. I was like, oh, shiny object. Oh, that's a squirrel. I'm going to get the at the wall. I'll try that and I'll try that. And part of it is a rite of passage, isn't it? You've got to figure out what works for you, what works for you people. But if in doubt, take action, even if it's messy and it's imperfect, okay? Because those people with momentum are always at least one step ahead of those people who are making their business a theoretical, abstract, desktop-based business. No business can survive that. You've got to be out there doing the thing. All right, my ladies. So, like I say, I know it's been a whistle-stop tour. I mean, this is bite size after all, but this isn't my quote. But now that we know better, let's do better. I think it was Dr. Maya Angelou that said, when you know more, you do more. When you know better, you do better. So I want you to think about some of the points that we've talked about that are you missing in action? What's your mindset like at the moment? You've got those questions just as a short and sharp assessment to check in with how you feel and how you want to feel, and then you know how important that is. Then you're thinking about all the things that we've talked about today, energy, invitation mindset. Well, hang on, if I don't do it, there's going to be at least 10 or so other people that are jumping in and they're going to do it. They're going to get to my person quicker. No, I'm the best person for that. And have a think about whatever you're focusing on at the moment. And I know you might have, I mean, Angela, I've never met a woman who's got so many fingers in so many pies. Like this woman is just exceptional with our retreats and our books and our readings and our talks and everything. Absolutely fabulous. But if in doubt, strip it all back and think, what is the main thing? If I could sell nothing else, or if I could be known for nothing else, what is the main thing I'm going to focus on? Think in your mind, right, let's get those invitations. How many have I got? How am I going to get them in people's hands? Which people do I want? What RSVP date am I going to be setting? And then I know because I am not attached to that outcome and my worth is not validated or proved or disproved by how many of those invitations get accepted, you will make more sales from that and you will start feeling that sales can be your friend and not your enemy. So I really hope that this helps, ladies. I'm not going to sell you a single thing. I'm going to make you an invitation, and this has been a game changer for our business. So I'm not saying that everybody should go out and do a free community, but I think more so than ever in today's world, people are more discerning. People have got more access to information than ever before, so they know about Unless you truly, truly are offering something that's unique, they will know about other people that are offering what you do. So if you are able to create some kind of a community where people get to see you in action and you're solving a problem for them, that is wonderful. So for us, we created the Super Connector session, which Angela alluded to. So that is a global, online, completely free speed networking session. And we regularly get 150 women every month. It's normally on the third Tuesday of the month every month who come in, and I break you all off into small breakout rooms. So it's nice and intimate. You get to speak to everyone. You get to talk about what is it that you want and you're looking for support in your business. And then what is it that you can give to those other women and other women in the group as well. It has been just wonderful. So we're nearly 2 years in. So the next one coming up, depending on when you're watching this, is the 20th of May. And then we'll have some on that third week of June, July as we go forward. So here is the QR code there. Oh, thank you so much, Angela. And Angela's popped in the link there, but just drop either of us a message if you need it. So I'm going to pause for breath, ladies. I really hope that was helpful. Let me know if you've got any specific questions. I can hang around and support you. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Laura. I mean, I love you. You're amazing. And I just want to say, I've been banging on about the Super Connector session to people in my community for quite some time now because I love it.
Thank you.
And healers, healers and intuitives kind of just want to hide away from the world.
Mm.
So it's a safe place to be where, and you would not believe the rooms that Spirit has put me in, with people that so if I'm thinking, right, I want to manifest a podcast today, I will be in a room with somebody who needs podcast guests, or, I need somebody to be looking at, I need somebody, an expert to go and look at my funnels. There's a funnel person, people turn up, people
Yeah.
show up when you need them. It's just amazing. And I mean, you get Laura's energy. This is how it is. This is moves all the way through the Super Connector session. And everybody is buoyed up by it. And we support each other. And that's the whole thing. It's a community that supports each other, primarily on LinkedIn, but it does move into other platforms as well. So,
Instagram.
right. So, anyway, so you can find Laura through the Super Connector session or ask me for details. And so, does anybody have any specific questions for Laura? Kind of blown your mind, really, haven't we?
Don't worry. You can always drop me a message on Instagram or LinkedIn. I'm Laura Brunton Coaching on Instagram and just Laura Brunton on LinkedIn. But if nothing else, ladies, I hope if you take just one thing, it's now is your time and you are the right person to do this. We don't need to wait for permission for anybody else. We don't need to look at how anybody else is doing it. Take your gift out there, and the more invitations you make, the more acceptances you will have. And before you know it, and some of you will already be there, you'll turn around and you'll see this room of people, whether it be physical, online, of the people that you would just put on this earth to help. And it's a beautiful, humbling thing. It definitely fuels me to keep on going on the days when, let's be honest, we all have them. We don't want to. It's like, no, come on. And if you only focus on, like every time I do a story or I do a post, I'm not thinking about thousands. I'm thinking about that one woman that I can help. So if that helps for you as well, make sure, I mean, you'll hear a lot of people talk about ideal client and your ideal client avatar, but really hold that true and bring that person to life as much as possible, all of their pains, their problems, their desires, and you're the perfect person, not anybody else. You are that perfect person to help them. So really believe in that.
Thank you, Laura. And I just want to end with something that I read online this week, and it just hit me in the face. Nothing is impossible. The word, if you break it down, is I'm possible. I love it. Absolutely love it.
So
So thank you, thank you, thank you to Laura and to everybody who's come along live today. And thank you to those who are listening on replay. You can find Laura's details in the thread below, and we hope you've had great benefit and joy from listening to this recording. Thank you.
Thank you.